Hi, this is Taylor from PrepScholar TOEFL. We're glad so many of you are enjoying these videos. A lot of our students at PrepScholar are preparing for the TOEFL, but this video is for all of you out there who are studying English, especially how to write English. This video is about the sentence. Almost any time you write English, you are writing sentences. So understanding how sentences work in English is crucial for mastering written English. Now, one way of dividing up sentences in English that you may have seen in your grammar textbooks divides sentences according to how we use them. For example, there are declarative sentences that state facts like, "It is raining outside." And there are interrogative sentences that ask questions like, "Where is your umbrella?" And there are imperative sentences that give commands like, "Give me a raincoat." These are all important kinds of sentences, but we're not going to talk about them in this lesson. Why not? Well, these are all useful kinds of sentences, but you won't actually be using most of them when you're writing English. At least, not when you're writing essays on the TOEFL or other exams. For this kind of writing, you will almost always be using just the first kind of sentence, declarative sentences, which state facts. What we will talk about in this lesson is the structure of English sentences. One of the qualities of good English writing is that it shows a variety of sentence structure. So, by learning the varieties of English sentence structures, you can use them in your own writing. We're going to discuss 5 kinds of sentence structure in English. 3 of them you probably already know, but 2 might be new for you. By learning how to use all of them, you can significantly improve your English writing. Sentence structure number 1, SVO. SVO just means subject, verb, object. There's a person who acts, what she does, and what she does to it. For example, Alice drank the tea. That's pretty simple. For a lot of our students, one problem is that sometimes all of our sentences are SVO. For example, I study English, I play guitar, my brother studies physics. That's perfectly fine, but it's also a bit boring and doesn't show a grasp of different sentence structures in English. So let's look at some other sentence structures. Sentence structure number 2, SV. SVO means subject, verb, object. So SV just means subject, verb. For these sentences, there's just a person and a verb, no object. For example, I ran, he walked. Simple and straight to the point. Try mixing a few SV sentences into your own writing. Sentence structure number 3, SVC. C stands for complement. A complement is just a word for an object that modifies the subject, the S of the sentence. Typically, this will be an adjective. Here's the simplest form of SVC sentence. Serena is brave. There, Serena is the subject. The verb is, and brave is the complement describing the subject, Serena. So now we have learned 3 types of sentence structure in English: SVO, SV, and SVC. Lots of you have probably learned these already, but we're going to discuss a couple more that maybe you don't know. Sentence structure number 4, SVOO. SVOO. Subject, verb, object, object. The sentence structure has 2 objects. How does that work? Here's an example. Alex sold Maria a car. Here the subject is Alex, the verb is sold, and there are 2 objects, Maria and a car. The second object is what Alex sold, and the first object is who he sold it to. Sentence structure number 5, SVOC. SVOC, subject, verb, object. What was C? Complement. Remember, that's just a word for a modifier. So for example, Helen made me angry. Here, the subject is Helen. The verb is made, the object is me, and the complement, the adjective that modifies me, is angry. So, those are 5 different kinds of sentences in English. Remember, there are all kinds of complicated sentences in English. We haven't been trying to describe them all. We're just giving you a few kinds of sentences to use in your own writing. Also, the point of this isn't to memorize grammar, so if you forget the names of these sentences, don't worry about it. Just try these sentences out and see how it goes. Here's an example. I'll tell a little story and I'll use all 5 sentence types in order. Samantha walked home. She frowned. She felt alone. Samantha's friend sent her a text message. The message made Samantha happy. So there's a little story with all 5 sentence types. Try writing one yourself. Let's review. We've discussed 5 sentence structures you might see in English. By learning these structures, you can use them in your own English writing, and that can make your writing more varied and more interesting. Thanks for watching. If you are studying for the TOEFL and you want to improve your score but don't know how, try our complete course. Just visit TOEFL.PrepScholar.com right now. Thanks for watching and see you at PrepScholar.